Good morning, YouTubians. It's Kermit's Ghost, and we are dealing with the R's of my collection today. The R's. There are about 170, so get yourself comfortable. Okay, have a quick sip. Now then, there are a few films that are not in here that I do have in the collection. There is Return to Witch Mountain, which was a Disney exclusive. That was in the E's next to Escape to Witch Mountain because it's a sequel. If you want to see that, go back to the E's. Wreck-It Ralph will be in the W's because it's the sequel to Wreck-It Ralph. You know, Ralph Breaks the Internet, that one. So that's going to be in the W's. Later date. I think that is it. I'm not sure if any more been moved around, but let's crack on. Rabid. Yeah, great film. Arrow release. Lucky enough to get the book. The book that came with it. So remember this when it first came out in 1976. Race. This was an American buy. Universal does work on region 3 players. Who's in that? Jason Sudeikis and Jeremy Irons and William Hurt. Race to Witch Mountain. This is the one that was a remake of the early Disney one. This is Disney 2 with Dwayne Johnson, and it's a great little sci-fi film. Really good sci-fi and really good effects. I like that. Very good. About an alien invasion of two kinds. Two aliens come to Earth, and then an alien comes to try and get them. Rachel getting married. The Raid. This was a recent watch for me. Yeah, has a lot of hype, and the fighting, the choreography and the fighting is amazing. Can't fault it there. Just probably a little bit too hyped, but it's a good film. It is a good film. I'm not saying it's not a good film. It is a good film. But some films you build up in your mind because people rant and rave about them. The Railway Children. This is the original with Bernard Cribbins, Jenny Agutter, who's in what's she do now? She does that called Midwives now, doesn't she? Sally Thompson, who was like back in her 20s when she filmed this. She's playing like a 13-year-old girl, and offset she'd be smoking and people going, you know, sort of looking at her. She's like, you know, she's an adult. There you go. They remade this TV remake, and I loved the remake. Wish that would get a release, but this is a very good edition. It's a 40th anniversary edition. Railway Man. This has good cast: Colin Firth, Stellan Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, Jeremy Irvin. The Rainmaker. Now, yeah, you're not going to want to rush out and get this because when I bought this not knowing this, that they actually, it's a picture disc and chapter titles. They removed the English audio on this, so it's just German. So if you can understand German, then go for it. But I'm gonna keep hold of it as just so it reminds me that I need to get this film again. It's a John Grisham film. Matt Damon, Danny DeVito, I think Francis Ford Coppola, or Coppola, whatever you want to pronounce his name. He directed this. It's a great film. Unfortunately, it's all in German. Now I've got another film like that, and I'll show you when it's in the S's. Rainmaker. Perfect film. Saw this at the cinema. It was packed to the gills, sweltering hot, but I enjoyed this film. It was really good. Dustin Hoffman, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise finds out he's got a brother, and the word Rain Man, because his name, it was Raymond. Bit of a spoiler, but there you go. Raising Arizona. Great film. Nicolas Cage, Holly Hunter. They can't have children. Local family give birth to, is it 8 children? Something like that, or 6 children, something ridiculous. So they decide they're not going to miss one. We're going to kidnap one of those babies and have it and raise it as our own. Very funny. Very dark. I think John Goodman's in this as well as his sort of inept friend in crime. And Holly Hunter. Raise the Titanic. This was a good film, but they did say after this it would have been cheaper to actually raise the Titanic than to make this film. It's very good. It's all about like hidden plutonium and things like that. It's very good film. Recommend this one. Who's in it? Ann Archer, Alec Guinness. Well, that's enough, isn't it? Comes with an original exhibition theatrical trailer. First Blood. Now, you'd probably say this should be in the Fs. No, because all the rest are Rambo. I wanted to keep them together, so First Blood. First one is a brilliant film. I've seen this dozens and dozens of times. Love it. Probably quote that. Such a good film. Rambo, First Blood Part 2. And I'm not a big fan of the second and the third one, if I'm honest. I find them a little bit too cheesy. And then you have Rambo. This is an excellent film. I would watch the first one and this one over the other two any day of the week. So, and this the kill count in this is off the charts, isn't it? Very good. Can't wait for the next one. Cannot wait for the next one. Rampage in 3D. Big meets bigger. Okay, you got like an albino giant like King Kong thing in this. A huge wolf and a big alligator. This it's just a fun monsters film, monsters loose film, and of course Dwayne Johnson saved the day, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. He's good at what he does. Let him have his big action flicks. That's what I say. Rampart. Woody Harrelson. Is it Woody Harrelson? Yeah, Woody Harrelson. Rampart. Rams. I've not seen this one. A marvel of deadpan comedy. I think this is something to do with like Killer Rabbits. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Rango. You don't tango with the Rango. Great animation. I saw this at the cinema too. Really good on the big screen. I haven't seen it since though, so maybe the animation isn't as good. But looking at that cover, it's very detailed. Very good. Johnny Depp does the voice of Rango. Ransom. This is a very, very good Mel Gibson film, directed by Ron Howard, and he's probably up there with my list of favourite directors. It's about a kid. Oh, Gary Sinise is in this as well as what's her name? Rini Rosso and Delroy Lindo. It's a story of a kidnapping, and Mel Gibson refuses to pay the ransom. He wants to take on the kidnappers firsthand. You know, it's a very good film. Kind of a twist on the old kidnap scenario film. Rare export. Yeah, Christmas Tale. Wouldn't show that to your kids at Christmas. Ratatouille. This is a Disney Pixar, so it's not one of their classics. 3D. Excellent film. Although I don't care how good he is a chef, I'm not eating in his restaurant. No way. The Raven. This is John Cusack, based on the Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven. This is a great sort of it's a murder mystery, but it's so well done. It really is well done. It's sort of set in Victorian era, and it's about the death of Edgar Allan Poe. It's a story. John Cusack is Edgar Allan Poe in this story, and somebody's killing people in the vein of his books. Very, very good. Raw Deal, a good Schwarzenegger film. I believe this is, no, I was going to say it's getting a new release, but it's not. Well, it is in Germany, but a decent Arnold Schwarzenegger film. And Ray, story of what's his name? Ray Charles. Ray Charles, doesn't even say it on the back. Oh, yes, it does. Ray Charles, by Jamie Foxx. There are 6 more piles, so I'm going to crack on. Red Sparrow. This was a bit of a letdown. I need to watch it again. It wasn't what I was expecting. Not at all. But it was enjoyable enough. I was just expecting a little bit more. That's the trouble when you hype up films. That's why I don't usually watch like a new film for maybe a few weeks or months even, to let the hype die down, especially if it's got a lot of hype. Red Riding Hood. What's her name? Amanda Seyfried. Gary Oldman's in that too. You probably think this should be in the P's Planet Rojo. It's Red Planet. This sort of came out at the same time. It's that Hollywood thing again, like Ants and Bugs Life and Dante's Peak and Volcano. This one and Mission to Mars or Mission Space. No, Mission Space is Disney, right? Mission to Mars, which I do have, which is a French import with forced titles on it. But this is Red Planet. Val Kilmer, Carrie Ann Moss, Tom Sizemore. It's a decent flick. Pretty crappy art on there though. What's it supposed to be? I don't know what it's supposed to be. So a coffee stain. But yeah, it's a really good. The picture on that is very good. That is a Spanish release, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be region free because it's a Warner title, and there's no region coding on the back. Plays in with an English audio. Red Lights is a pretty good. Now people call him Cillian, people call him Cillian Murphy. I call him Cillian Murphy. Sigourney Weaver, Robert De Niro. This is good, sort of along the lines of Awakenings, where somebody's got to go in and try and just disprove someone's psychic ability, and always not what it seems. Very good. I like that film. Red Hill. Is this one with? No, it's not. Red Hill. Think of a different film. Red Heat. I watched this the other day, and the picture quality on this is not that good. And when they do the punching scenes, they do that, you know, that noise, stupid noise, like someone's hitting a bit of wood or something. But it's a good film, very good film. Cocainum. Red Dragon. This is part of the Silence of the Lambs thing. This should really be in with Silence of the Lambs, I guess. Is it the Tooth Fairy they're after in this one? Yeah, the Tooth Fairy. Ralph Fiennes. Look at the cast on this. Anthony Hopkins, Edward Norton, Ralph Fiennes, Harvey Keitel, Emily Watson, Mary Louise Parker, and Philip Seymour Hoffman. This is a great film. Red Dog. That should be first. Yeah, Red Dog. Kind of one of those films, if you've got a dog and your dog's in advance in years, or you've just lost a dog, then, you know, just be aware watching this, because this is a heartbreaker. And they did do a sequel, which I've not seen yet, from Australia. This is region B locked, or so it says on the back. May not be, but Brian Brown from FX and Cocktail, he's in this. Levi Miller, I don't know who that is, probably that little kid. But it's Red Dog too, so heartstrings going to be pulled. Red. These are all out of sync. I should have turned them upside down. We're going to go backwards. Red Dawn, the Patrick Swayze version, and Red Dawn, the Chris Hemsworth edition. I've seen this one about 4 or 5 times. Actually, I saw this about a week ago. This is such a good film. Wolverines, all that. North Korea, parachute into this little village. Well, actually, just sort of along the eastern seaboard of America, I think it is. But it's the film's concentrating on a little town where these North Koreans have come in, shooting people up, got them all in prison camps, all these Americans. But there's a fraction of people, like young kids, and there's a guy who's got Chris Evans has got a bit of he was a Marine, I think, and they meet up with some Marines later, and they kind of like little skirmishes and whatnot. We'll try to take the town back. Very, very good. Red Belt. Don't know anything about this one. I haven't seen this one. Chiwetel Ejiofor's in this. Tim Allen. That's probably why I bought it, because of Tim Allen. That one. Red Belt. Oh, see, these are back to front. Red. This is so funny, and it's got good action. Again, this has got that Mary Louise Parker in it, and a brilliant role. I think they're all good in this, actually, to be fair. Helen Mirren as an assassin. You've got what's his name? I forget his name. Keep brains going. John Malkovich. He plays like a paranoid ex-CIA. He's really good. Carl Urban's trying to track down the Red. It's retired and extremely dangerous. That's what it stands for. You've got Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, John Malkovich. They're like a team. They team up later with Helen Mirren, and because the CIA want them dead. And Carl Urban's the head of the CIA. He's kind of questioning his orders to track him down. Very good film. And then the sequel, not as good, but still good. Still a good film. The Recruit. I have bought this film so many times, I keep forgetting I've got it. The Recruit. It's quite a slow burn, that one. The Rebound. About oddly enough, it's Justin Bartha. He from, is that him from National Treasure? I think it is. Dating an older woman, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and obviously age comes into it. It's she's called like a cougar, and he's a toy boy. Oddly enough, it's the other way around. She's married to Michael Douglas. Reasonable Doubt. Rear Window. Brilliant film, one of Hitchcock's finest. Grace Kelly, James Stewart. They remade this TV movie with Christopher Reeves in James Stewart's place, and that should get a release as well, because that's a good film. Ready Player One. This is another one of those films with so much hype. I need to go back and watch it again, because I watched it, expect it. I know it is a lot on your eyes. It is a fantastic film, but I was expecting, I don't know, maybe a little bit more. 3D is very good. All the 80s, all the Iron Giant, Robocop, and Chucky, and all that lot flying about in it. Very good. And the scene with The Shining is amazing. So I need to go back, and now I know what I'm going to be watching. Very, very good. Reaping, another good thing. It's about the end of the world, the plagues. Sophie and what's her name? Anna Sophia Robb. Anna Sophia Robe, however you want to pronounce it. Idris Elba is in this. Idris Elba and Hilary Swank, they're one of those people that got disprove miracles. And Anna Sophia Robe, she is creating like the end of days plagues, and they're there to see if she's actually genuine or not. Quite creepy. I saw this in the cinema on my own. I know it's only a 15, but when you're in your own in the cinema, big room, really loud. I know I'm a chicken. Real still. Great effects in it, although it was. I haven't seen it for a while. The little kid didn't get on my nerves in this. It's that rock'em sock'em bloody game, isn't it? The fighting robots. That's what it is. It's the future. The Reader. The Reach. This has a different title in the US, but I can't think. Is it The Breach or something? I don't know what it is. This is a German release. Region B Locked. Michael Douglas. Jeremy Irving. Again, Jeremy. Let's get on. Red State. This is what I was thinking of earlier. John Goodman. Red Tails. This tells the story of a squadron of fighters, Afro-American, if you want to call them, black, whatever. They were like the top of their game in World War II. Great sort of aerial shots. I think this was presented by George Lucas. Anthony Hemingway directed. Red Turtle. Amazing animation. There's no dialogue in this. But the amazing animation. This is a part of Studio Ghibli, but because it was released with Studio Canal, it didn't get the numbered Studio Ghibli bit on the top. Ghibli. You decide what to call it. Ghibli, I'm going to call it. Regression, Ethan Hawke, Emma Watson. I don't know this film. Reign of Fire. Dragons in London. They're digging. They come across a dragon egg. It hatches, and before you know it, London's fallen to dragons. It's become the normal. You've got Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey in this. Mahonagay. What the hell's McConaughey? Reign Over Me. Is this Narrow? No. It's an Adam Sandler film. The Reluctant Fundamentalist. This was an Australian import. Why did I import this? Who was in it? Kiefer Sutherland, Liev Schreiber's in this. I don't know, maybe I saw this in someone else's collection and thought I'm going to get that. But I've not watched it yet. Remains of the Day. I think Emma Thompson won the Oscar for this. She lost all the... she wrote it, lost it all on computer. Stephen Fry got it all back for her. It got made. She won the Oscar. Happy ending. Remember the Titans. A great sports film. Denzel Washington. Why don't they release this in the UK? I mean, it's region 3, I know. There's some Disney rewards there, but they're probably... I don't know if you can see that. You probably won't be able to cash them in. I don't know. I don't know if they're still valid. Remember the Titans. Rendition. Quite a slow burn. Great cast in this. Jake Gyllenhaal, Reese Witherspoon, Peter Skarsgård this time, Alan Arkin, Meryl Streep. The story of rendition. Replicas. Keanu Reeves' film could have been a bit better. It's quite amateurish in places. When he crashes, and it's a bit of a spoiler. When he crashes and his family die, I'm not surprised he crashed the way he was driving. He wasn't even looking at the road, and he's driving in like a hurricane conditions, and it's odd how some scenes jump to other scenes. I don't know, the characters weren't flushed out enough. It could have been a lot better. It's a good film, could have been better. Repo Men. Forrest Whitaker, that was, and Jude Law. Reprisal, Bruce Willis. Rescue Dawn, who's that? That's Christian Bale, Steve Zahn. The Rescuers, this is number 23 of the classic collection. Yeah, great film. And then Rescuers Down Under, Made My Own Case, it's number 29 of the, because this doesn't come, this comes as like a 2-disc one from America, comes with 2 films on one, but I made my own cover because I like to have all the Disney spines lined up eventually. Reservoir Dogs, saw this at the cinema. People walking out when the police officer's getting his ear cut off. People walking out. I'm not watching that. It's too violent. I'm pretty sure, was this his first film? Reservoir Dogs. I'm pretty sure this is his first film. Quentin Tarantino. I'm talking about, in case you didn't know. Great cast in that. Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Chris Penn, who's dead now, Steve Buscemi, Michael Madsen. Michael Madsen is the nutter who cuts off the guy's ear. The Resident. Now these next films, I've got 3 here and I've got some over in the next pile. I've not seen any of them yet. Resident Evil, although they do look like my kind of film. Michelle Rodriguez is in this. Mila Jovovich, or Jovovich, or whatever you want to call her. Zombies. Resident Evil. Resident Evil Apocalypse. Now, I'm not even sure if I had these in the right order. Resident Evil Extinction. Resident Evil Retribution. Resident Evil Afterlife. One of these is animated, I think. Could be that one. I don't know. And then the Resident Evil, the final chapter. This is still sealed, 3D version. I got a feeling they're rebooting this, but don't quote me on that. The Retreat. Cillian Murphy is in this. Jamie Bell, great actor, Jamie Bell. Tandy Newton from, well, she's from Run Fat Boy Run. What's the other one? Westworld. This should be in with Nim's Island. This is Return to Nim's Island. There's the end. Or the ends are over there. So I might pop that in on the ends. Yeah, I've not seen this yet. Couldn't tell you if it's any good. It's got the guy who's in Scooby-Doo films, Matthew Lillard. What was the other one? Is in Scream? Yeah. Sorry, LJ. Lawrence. LJ Jacob's channel. Return to Oz. I know you want this. This is a Disney Blu-ray exclusive from the Disney Movie Club over in the States. You have to be American to have, you can be an American and live in France. You have to be living in America to join, and I do a trade with Steve, Casher One. Go and check him out. There's another one in here, LJ, that's going to get to you, I'm sorry. But yes, Return to Oz. Return to Sender, the great Rosamund Pike. The Revenant. I have a thing with bears. I cannot stand bears. It's a fear of mine, the bear. The bear scene in this just reinforces my fear of bears. There you go. Tom Hardy, Leonardo DiCaprio. He's the guy, Leonardo, that gets attacked by the bear. An amazing film. No artificial light was used filming that. It's just, I love it. Revenge, the brilliant Kevin Costner. Revolutionary Road with Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, Titanic couple. The Rewrite. There's another one. The Rewrite There's a music version as well with Hugh Grant, but that time with Drew Barrymore. Good comedy, not as good as the other one though. What was that other one called? Brad Garrett in it as well. Anyway, Ricky and the Flash, that is Meryl Streep. Riddick. So I should really put this with, because you've got the Chronicles of Riddick, that's in the Seas. Pitch Black was the first one. They should all be put together really, but that's Riddick. Vin Diesel. Ride Along, quite a funny film. Not a big fan of Kevin Hart, but he's good in that. The Hammer. It's a good film. I think you can get that in the pound shop now. Ride Along 2. I don't know if I've seen this one. Don't know if I've seen it. You got the guy in it, the Asian fella from the Hangover films. Don't know if I've seen that one. Right at Your Door. Now this was an import from France, and that's the original cover in there. Actually, I might change that back. It's Los Angeles Alert Maximum. That's the title they gave it. There's the artwork, just there. Right at Your Door. This is a great. It's got a good twist in this. It's about a terror attack in LA. Quarantine. There's not a lot of action. There's not a lot of stars in this. Not a lot of dialogue, to be fair. Well, it's more dialogue, but not a lot of action. But it's a good suspense film. Very, very good. I saw it at cinema. Very good. The Right Stuff. Righteous Kill. There's going to be a lot of glare on that. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. I mean, it took them forever to get together, and they got together in the film called Heat. Now you can't keep them apart. This was part of the Ring box set. I have the box, but the box has been put away. Ring, the original. This actually has in the is it? What am I thinking of? No, this is the Ring. This is the American version of the Ring, and then the Ring 2, the American version, the remake, should I say? And then you have Ring O, Ring 0, and this has the sequel in the extras. Can't think if it says what it is. I'm not going to waste time looking for it, but there is a sequel in the extras, I believe. So that's 3 Ring films there, and then of course made like a reboot thing on it. Rings, Evil is Reborn. Okay, getting through these. Rio, I think I picked this up from the pound shop, or did I pick up the sequel from the... Doesn't matter. Rio, animated film from the creators of Ice Age. And then the this was one I picked up from Poundland, I think it was. Came with a 3D copy, Rio 2. I've not seen the second one. R.I.P.D. It's also in 3D. I've probably not mentioned a lot of the 3D ones. Jeff Bridges, Ryan Reynolds. I think this is funny. I think it's... Again, it's got that Mary Louise Parker. She's in a lot of films. Kevin Bacon's in this as well. I'm not going to give it away. Jeff Bridges is just so funny in that film. Rise of the Guardians, 3D. This is a good story. You got the Sandman. You got Father Christmas, the Easter Bunny, Two-Face. All of them in there. Again, this one should be in with Planet of the Apes. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I need to sort them all out. What was the first one? Was it Dawn? Or was it Rise? Is this the first one with Tom Felton? Yeah, Jonathan Lithgow. This first one. Very good. Very good. I saw that at the cinema. Risen. Biblical. With Joseph Fiennes. Biblical film. Rising Sun. This is such a good film. A little bit dated now with the computers. It's all about a cover-up of a murder. Very good. And it's about etiquette. Very good. Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes. An odd pairing, but they do work well together. Risky Business. Tom Cruise. Rita Sue and Bob 2. Alan Clark film. A gritty look at just life in the UK. Very good. Very good. Christ, really heavy. What's in there? 2 Blu-rays, or rather a Blu-ray, a DVD, and a great big book, Rita Sue and Bob 2. All about the making of. Very, very good. Very, very good. Right. A rental copy, no less. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins. River Runs Through It. I don't know if this has got a UK release at the moment, but this is I imported this from Germany. It is region free. It probably does have a region, a release rather, in the States. But there you go. You can reverse the art and get rid of the age rating if you so desire. Get rid of that, because that's printed on there. The Road, post-apocalyptic film, Viggo Mortensen. Roadkill. Now I believe this has a different title in the States. I think it's called Joyride. I'm pretty sure it's called Joyride. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Joyride. Yeah, pretty sure. Don't quote me. Paul Walker. Yeah, Joyride. I'm pretty sure it is. Road to Perdition. A phenomenal film. Jude Law, brilliant as the killer, should we just say, who likes to take pictures. Paul Newman, Tom Hanks. It's just a great cast, great story. Who directed this? Sam Mendes. Rob Roy, the story of Rob Roy. Liam Neeson is Rob Roy. Robin Hood. Number 21. That tune. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Yes, Kevin Costner has a modern, not modern, but it's not modern. It's set in the olden times. Just that he's wearing like more modern clothes than he should be. He shouldn't be wearing tights. That's what I'm saying. Good, very good, and really sort of brought Morgan Freeman to the forefront. Christian Slater, Alan Rickman, such a good villain. Mary Elizabeth Mastroianni or something like that as Maid Marian. Who else is in it? There's a few other English actors, but I love that film. Love it. Robin Hood. Now, someone's pointed out that he both played Robin Hood, but they also both played Superman's dad in the same film. Coincidence? This is really good. This is a good retelling of Robin Hood. I like that. Ridley Scott directed this, I believe. Yes, and Russell Crowe. Very good. Kate Blanchett is in that as well. Robin Hood, Taron Egerton, Jamie Foxx. I enjoyed this. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed this. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good film. Not to everybody's taste, but I thought it was a good romp. Let's just say that. Jackie Chan in Robin B. Hood. I do not remember a thing about this film. I know I've seen it. I'm pretty sure I saw it when I had it on DVD, but I can't remember a lot about it. Sounds like it looks like a modern tenet of Robin Hood. Probably not, but there you go. Pause it. Next pile. Robocop. I need to get the remastered edition of this. I stuck it in a grey case. Don't know why. Because it's kind of silvery in it, so I thought it looked alright. Yeah, I need to get the remastered version of this. Not actually sure how bad the picture quality is on this. It says 1080p, but it actually says unparalleled picture quality. Get you. Robocop reimagining with Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton was pretty good in this. Gary Oldman, I don't even remember in this film. Gary Oldman, who did he play? Abby Cornish is in this as well. I didn't think it was a bad movie, although I can't even remember Gary Oldman. Samuel Jackson. Oh, he plays the Telecaster bloke at the start, doesn't he? Good effects, though. Good effects. I'll give it that. I've seen that a couple of times. Robot and Frank. This is a very good, very good. It's about a retired thief and his son. It's in the age of robots. His son thinks that he should have like a robot aide to help him, and he kind of recruits. He doesn't want the robot at the start, but then he sort of gets to know the robot, and then he kind of persuades the robot to help him on a heist. Very good. You've got Susan Sarandon in this as well, James Marsden from the original X-Men films, and Liv Tyler as well. Robot Overlords. This is quite, it's a low-budget UK film. You've got Ben Kingsley and Gillian Anderson in this, and a really weird midget. I'm not sure if the midget guy in this is CGI'd or not, but he looks kind of plastic, but real at the same time. It's a good film. Check that out. Robot Overlords. It's odd. It's good. It's a good film. It's got good effects in that. But what's the story? If you watched this, or if you've ever seen this, what's the story of the little fella? You'll know what I mean if you see it. Robots. Robin Williams. The Rock. Great film. I love this film. You've got a good cast in this. I'm trying to see what his name is. I don't think he's even listed on the back. John Spencer. He was in The West Wing. He's in this. He's the one who's always trying to get him back in custody. You've got Michael Biehn in this as well. He kind of plays it a bit low key. Ed Harris as a Marine who wants a bit of payback for Marines and soldiers in general being diddled out of money. Nicolas Cage, who plays like a naive, in the field for the first time FBI agent who's a chemical weapons expert. Sean Connery, who is an ex SAS soldier who's been kept against his will. Well, isn't everybody who's prison? He's imprisoned by the US government, and nobody really knows he's there. He's kind of just been locked up and forgotten about. And the story is Ed Harris, as I said, he wants revenge, so he kidnaps, or rather takes control of Alcatraz Island, and he's threatening to send a load of missiles which he's obtained through force. He wants to send them into the city and kill everybody unless his demands are met. So they break out Sean Connery, who's the only person who's ever escaped unofficially from Alcatraz, so they want him to get them back in with a Navy SEAL team to take out Ed Harris and his men. I think I covered that right. And it's all about getting them in there and what happens. Very good. Rock of Ages. This is in a blue case. I do have, actually I've got two of the purple cases. I'm using one for, they're both over there. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I've got that in a purple case, and of course Bohemian Rhapsody. But if I get another one, I'll stick it back on here. Rock of Ages. Tom Cruise. When he sings "Dead or Alive," just brilliant. Rock and Roller. That was, I think, Guy Ritchie. Yeah, one of his earlier films. Rock Casbah. I thought it was a sticker there, trying to peel that off. It's not. It says digital ultraviolet. Why do they have to print it on there? Come on. If you open it up and see a code, you're going to think, yeah, why not? Yeah. Rock the Casbah, Bill Murray and Kate Hudson, Zoe Deschanel, which is the sister of the other sister, the one that was in Bones. Zoe Deschanel and Emily Deschanel, and of course Bruce Willis. Rocketeer, great film, just brilliant. Old sort of 50s action style. It's not set in the 50s. It's well, it is set in the 50s, but it's not like a 50s. It wasn't filmed in the 50s. It's filmed in, when was it filmed? 2000s, surely. I don't know. It could be late 90s, early 2000s. But it's a great sort of heartback to old cinema. LJ, this is the other one you want. I know you do. I'm sorry, I'm going to show you this. Rocketman. This is a Disney Movie Club exclusive. Thank you, Steve. Cashier One. Go and check him out. Yes, Rocketman. These old Disney films, love them. And as I speak, he's sending me two. I just sent him a parcel. He'll probably show that when it comes. But he's sending me, what's he sending me? 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea That's finally getting a Blu-ray release through the Disney Movie Club and In Search of the Castaways. Rocky 1 to 6. Yeah, I made this out myself, this cover. I know it's awful, but what can I do? Oh, and it's got Rocky, yeah, Rocky Balboa. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Rocky Balboa. And it came in a bloody great case, so I just stuck that on there. 1 to 6. Rocky Horror Picture Show with Frankenfurter. It's such a good. The songs in this are amazing. I think they were all written by Richard O'Brien, who played Riff Raff in the film. You got Tim Curry as Frankenfurter. You got young Susan Sarandon. Meatloaf is in this as well. Just a great film. Great film. Role Models. I saw that at cinema. Pretty decent film. Roller Coaster. This now has a UK release. I think this was from Italy. I'm not sure if it was this or if it was Convoy that has the extended version. It's a 2-disc release. Not sure if this one or Convoy. One of them has like a 13 seconds, extra seconds. So I thought, no, I'll stick with what I got. Roller Coaster. Put me off roller coasters for at least 30 years. Romancing the Stone. This should be with the other one, Julian and Nile. Ronin, great film. Yeah, just a really good film. 120 minutes, so it's not a short watch. But you got Stellan Skarsgård in this. Not gonna give away anything. Jean Reno, who's really good in this. Robert De Niro, brilliant in this. Sean Bean, underutilized, but he's very good. And you know when he's in it. Jonathan Pryce, you probably know him from as Sparrow from Game of Thrones. Natasha McElhone, I don't know what her name is. Great cast, great film. Very, very good film. Not sort of your typical big blockbuster special effects and whatnot. It's good car chases. I think it's all set in Paris. Very good. The Rookie. This is Dennis Quaid. Walt Disney film. Actually got a sports film released in the UK. The Room with everybody's favourite Brie Larson. I like you, Brie Larson. Don't care what you say. I like you. The Roommate. Yeah, Roommate. Let's pause it there. Get the last pile. The last pile. Hooray! I hear you say. Rope. Alfred Hitchcock. Rough Night. I've not seen this one, although I need to because I like Scarlett Johansson. And because I bought it, I need to watch it because I bought it. Rounders, Matt Damon. Rover. This looks really good. Does look very good. Guy Pearce, Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson he's going to be the new Batman, I believe. Roxanne, a great retelling of Cyrano de Bergerac. Steve Martin, very funny. Puts a sort of twist on it. Daryl Hannah's his love interest. This is a US import. Plays perfectly fine on region locked players. Don't know if it's out in the UK. A Royal Night Out. This is true story about Queen Elizabeth II, 1945 VE Day. She goes out and celebrates with the public, unbeknownst to the public that she's actually, you know, who she is. Royal Tenenbaums about an extraordinary family. This is a Criterion edition. I don't have a lot, maybe, I don't know, half a dozen, maybe 10. There you go. They do pick some odd titles, Criterion. Very highbrow titles. I don't know what this is. You get a lot of. You got like two. Oh, you got like a poster of sorts. Let me just show you the poster, or some kind of an outlay of the Royal Tenenbaums house. There you go. So that is a Criterion release. Odd that they put the thing right up to the top. It's almost like a DVD case. You see the difference. There you go. Royal Tenenbaums. Gene Hackman. Ruby Sparks. Kind of along the lines of delirious. And isn't it romantic? So, you know, people's imagination. Rudy. Sean Austin. Let's say Harris. The Ruins. A very good horror film with a difference. Beware of Trees. Roots. Rules of Engagement. This is a good film. Samuel Jackson, Tommy Lee Jones. German release. Not sure if this is out in the UK. Doesn't say if this is region locked or not. So there's no region coding on this. Is this a Warner Brothers? It's Paramount. So you can take your chances. Don't know if this is out in America or not. Good film. The Rum Diaries. Johnny Depp. Rumour has it. Now this is, if you've seen, what's that film? He says, "Are you trying to seduce me, Mrs. Robinson?" with Dustin Hoffman. It's The Graduate. You kind of need to know the story a little bit about that because the characters from the film are kind of portrayed here. It's hard to explain. Great Kevin Costner film. And Jennifer Aniston. Very funny. Run All Night. Liam Neeson. Run, Fat Boy Run with that Tandy Newton again. Or Thandie Newton. Simon Pegg. Hank Azaria. This is a good film. Oh, and that blister. If you've seen that, the blister on his foot. Ooh. Runaway Bride. There's a great line in this where she runs out of a wedding and she jumps on a truck, like a delivery truck, and who asked? Someone says, where do you think she's going? And I think it's William Daniels. He's not credited on there. He says, I don't know, but she'll be there by tomorrow morning. Great line. Runaway Bride. I didn't do it justice. Runaway Jury. This is a very good film. Gene Hackman, Dustin Hoffman. I think it's the first time they appeared on screen. Rachel Weisz, John Cusack. About corrupting or altering a jury, their decision. Very good film. I think it's based on a John Grisham story. I'm pretty sure it is. I think it's a John Grisham. The Runner, Nicolas Cage. Runner, Ben Affleck. Current Batman. Running Man. This has just got a UK release, so I might upgrade because this has no extras. I don't even know if the UK one has extras, but this is a Italian or Spanish. I'm not sure. It usually puts in the language. It does play in English language. Great film. That's the way entertainment is heading, I think. Rupture. Naomi Rapace. Rush, the story of Niki Lauda and James Hunt, the two racing drivers. I remember when Niki Lauda crashed and got all burnt up, and he recently died as well. Popped it in a red case, or did it already come in a red case? I don't know. Ron Howard, great director. Just 3 more people. Rush Hour. I don't want Rush Hour 2, and I certainly don't want Rush Hour 3. I saw Rush Hour 3 at the cinema. It is the biggest pile of turd I've ever seen. I actually walked out before the end because I just couldn't take it anymore. Rush Hour. Sorry if that offended you, but if you're a fan of the Rush Hour films, there you go. The last 2. And they couldn't be further apart in style. Russia House, yes, Michelle Pfeiffer. What happened to her? And Sean Connery. German release, that one. And the last but not least, Robin Williams, bringing up the rear, so to speak, in RV. And talking about turds, they named the RV the Rolling Turd. Such a good film this is. Jeff Daniels, oh my god, when he's coming at him with that bloody that horn, the Star Trek horn. Oh, really, really good. Christian Chenoweth, she's a really good little actress. I say little because she's small, not little as in accomplishments, because she's really good. You got that JoJo the singer. She's in this. Josh Hutcherson, who plays Robin Williams' son, and it's just the journey from hell on this trip. And that RV when he's holding on to the front, that scene there when he's holding on to the front going down the hill. Oh, so funny. Anyway, that is it. That was the R's 170 something. Oh my god, we got the S's coming, and the S's are, they're near on 400 S's, if not more. So I might film that over a few days, so there'll probably be a change of outfit in between. Thank you so much for watching. If I made any mistakes, sorry. Take care. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching and staying to the end. Appreciate it. Bye bye.